Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you ready?
Hey, let me tell you something. You're listening to Roundtable Sports Talk, bringing you the latest, hottest, and up-to-date sports news across the world. With your hosts, Austin and Brett.
I know you're going to dig this.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers got himself a contract this week. $134 million extension. Makes him the NFL's highest paid player. It included $57 million signing bonus, and he's getting $80 million by March of next year. So, I mean, congrats, Aaron. I think everybody knew that was coming, that he was going to get, those big numbers. Seems like every year another quarterback gets more money than the guy last year.
For sure.
So, he gets, let's see, here it is right here. It makes him the top highest paid player in the NFL, top end Matt Ryan, who had a 5-year, $150 million deal last year, I believe. And that gave him $33 million per year. And that gives Rodgers $33.5 million a year, and Matt Ryan makes $30 a year. So they're pretty close on that. What's big about Aaron's is that $80 million he's going to make in the next, 9 months.
That's insane.
That's crazy. I think it came out, it said somewhere it's like $400,000 something a day or something like that, I think, that he's going to get. So
$400,000 a day. Could you spend $400,000 in a day?
I mean, you'd have to really, really try.
That's a lot of money.
I guess I
per
could
day.
buy like a house or 2 houses.
2.
I don't know. That's about the only way I think I could do it. But, And then he's dating Danica Patrick, and she's rich. So they might be like the new power couple that takes over the world.
For real. Keep looking at my cat.
I think your cat's eating my wire over there.
Well, you'll know in a second.
I know. It'll be all right. I got a little bit of battery. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to say about the deal there. Can you see him? Oh, me looking. There's not a whole lot to say there about Aaron. I mean, we all knew it was coming. The only debate is, do you think he was even worth all that money?
No. We're going to go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I tweeted that the other day or whatever it was.
To me, his numbers don't add up.
I mean,
since the Super Bowl run.
He has, good numbers, but the ones that really matter are not that good for him. Let me see. I have all his playoff stuff, pulled up right here. So right here, I know we did this last time, the all-time playoff record thing. Well, that was playoff. I think it was wins or yard. It was whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But this is legit, just straight wins. Brady leads everybody with 27 wins, 10 losses. Aaron Rodgers is down at 9 wins and 7 losses. So, yeah, his winning percentage is, .563, which it's very good. I mean, he's barely above 500, I guess, but at least he's above 500.
Yeah.
Joe Montana was second with 16 wins, and then Bradshaw, Elway, Manning, Big Ben, Favre. So it goes like that. The one that sticks out to me is Joe Flacco has a better record in the playoffs than Aaron Rodgers does. And they both have 1 Super Bowl. And Joe Flacco has a better playoff record. So if you're just looking at this page right here, you're like, oh, Joe Flacco's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Why is Joe Flacco not getting $100 million in the next 9 months?
Well, he did get the big contract after the Super Bowl, but his was only $70 million or whatever that was.
Only.
Yeah, right. So it's a little bit. So, yeah, that's that. Brett had another stat thrown at him the other day. We kind of just fact checked it. It was
yeah, my friend Ricky. So he said he hasn't had a year for where he's thrown over 4,700 yards. The only closest he got to that was 4,500 in 2011. Now, at the same time, he is 0-35 while trailing against teams with a better winning record.
Yep, in the fourth quarter, so I looked it up.
Yeah, and since 2008, he's been sacked a league-leading 352 times.
I think that was second to Big Ben. No,
I didn't see the first one.
Yeah, I want to believe it was well, I mean that was first, and I think Big Ben was second or something.
Yeah,
and we all know much how Ben gets hit. But the 0-35 thing really hits. A lot of people can say, "Oh, that doesn't matter. That's a stupid stat because he rarely trails in the fourth quarter."
Right.
Which is great. It's a great argument. But this season, if Aaron Rodgers is down in the fourth quarter by more than 1 point, which would be down, not tied. I'm not talking tied. I'm talking down.
Mm-hmm.
And the team he's playing has a better record or an above 500 record, then I'm just going to go ahead and call it a game and turn TV off.
Exactly.
Because he's 0-35. That is terrible. I don't know how you can be considered one of the best to ever do it, and that be, like not even one like comeback win like that. Like not even one.
Yeah, no.
The only thing that could shut me up is I'm about to find out what Tom Brady's is, possibly.
His can't be that bad. There's no way. Because that's, if you ask me, that's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I mean,
Like, terrible bad.
35 games,
It's insane.
and you can't get one of them. Like, and I'm sure some of those could be due to like a missed field goal or a late field goal or something.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Let's see, winning record against Tom Brady. Let's do that one. Hope this is a good source.
Nothing's a good source.
Nope, this isn't it. This is
Sporkle.
stupid. Wow, that was so easy to find for Aaron Rodgers. Why can't you find it for anybody else?
It's because maybe Aaron Rodgers is.
Not that good. Oh, I said it. No, he's good. I mean, he's really good. Really, really good. But to sit there and tell me the one Super Bowl ring, which I know Brett Favre had one Super Bowl. I'm telling you, he is Brett Favre. He is the reincarnated Brett Favre. Cannon, runs around, crazy plays, makes you ooh and ah, but he only got the one ring and can never get back. Aaron Rodgers is in year like 14.
Fact.
So you tell me how many years he has left. Brady's in like his 17th, 18th year, and everyone's telling me he's about to fall off the cliff. So that means Aaron Rodgers has like 3 more years, and he's going to be done. Oh, man. So you're telling me in 3 years Aaron Rodgers is going to win 1 or 2 Super Bowls? No. Take a pay cut, don't take the big contract, and let your owners, GM, build a team around you so you can go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Because right now, they're not beating the Eagles. They're not beating the Saints.
No.
They're going to have a tough time beating Atlanta.
Tough time, yeah.
So right now, you're just not going to do it. I keep saying something about Matthew Stafford on here, comparing his record versus winning teams. So I'm going to have to pull this up. Oh, he's 5-46.
Oh, God.
Comparing Matthew Stafford record versus – okay, yeah. So this is pretty much the same statistic. So he's 5-46. He has 5 wins at least, but he has 11 more losses. So I'm not sure which one's worse.
Most of those was.
But he's not getting called better than Tom Brady.
Oh,
so
no. We're just don't even go there.
And that was as of July last year, that stat. So that could have changed.
I don't know. Like, let me ask you something. Like, with this money he's getting now, like, do you see a better Aaron Rodgers this year?
No, because Aaron Rodgers hit his peak like 2 years ago. The problem is Aaron's sitting there going, okay, I don't care about rings. I just want to get my money, be talked about, be relevant, and my team will win 9 games if I don't get hurt.
Right.
So that's what he's saying to me. He's I don't want to say he's in that like what do they call it, like a mogul stage, where he's ready to just kind of sit back, play his game, be really good, but the team never be really good again. That is what it looks like to me. So, okay, so this stat is Matthew Stafford.
What's that average against?
Oh, okay, so this is his record versus teams that even have a above 500 record. So Aaron Rodgers was just like trailing in the last. Aaron Rodgers was trailing against 500 or better teams in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford is like just above, like teams above 500, and he's 5-46 altogether. So that is pretty freaking bad.
Terrible.
That's probably like the worst. That's probably why I've seen it kept popping up. Okay. Oh, well, here it is. It's right here.
What you got?
Well, it says average. Hang on. It doesn't give me an exact record yet. Wow, that sucks. It says Aaron Rodgers averages against winning teams. He throws for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford throws for 283 yards and 1 touchdown. So their averages are close against winning teams.
Close but no cigar.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess what this article is trying to say is they're trying to compare Matthew Stafford to Aaron Rodgers, saying that like they're close to the same. But I'm not going to go with that because I don't think
They do have something in common, though.
What?
They're not getting in the playoffs.
Oh, you don't think the Packers go?
It's going to be hard for them. Not going to lie.
I mean, in that
I don't even think.
Well, I mean, in that division, you got the Bears who
Oh, God. Yeah, no.
aren't going to be very good. I mean, they'll be better than last year. You have the Vikings who should be good with Cousins, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
They have a dirty defense. They're going to be fine. And then you have – who's the other team? Packers, Bears, Vikings. Oh, and the Lions. Yeah. So I think they have a legit chance of winning the division. Now, if they don't win the division and the Vikings do, then they're going to have a tough time getting a wild card spot, I think.
I think you'll see the Vikings win that division.
They should. I mean,
with Kirk Cousins and back. Stephon Diggs. So.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
All in all, I for sure don't think he shouldn't got that contract. I could have seen maybe like $150 million and like, I don't know, between 20 and 30 guaranteed. I think that would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the team could have saved some cap space and saved a little bit of money and went out. And I mean, which I know free agency and all that stuff's over with. So like, no one's. I mean, you're at the point now where preseason's over. You're going into the season with what you have. So, which is probably why they waited so long to do the extension.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a lot of money to give somebody that.
It is. That's a.
You know, I think Aaron Rodgers has 2 years tops at being. You know, I mean, if you want to talk right now, like best player in the game, can make any throw and has the best talent in the game. It's Aaron Rodgers.
For sure.
But if you're going to sit there and tell me that you want Aaron Rodgers for an entire season, like this season, and not Tom Brady, you're crazy. Because Tom's going to be healthy, and he's going to get to the playoffs. And when he gets in the playoffs, he doesn't lose, rarely.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aaron Rodgers, you have to hope he can last all season long and not get hurt. You have to hope he doesn't have any issues and any tantrums. You have to hope they make the playoffs. And you got to hope that he can win a playoff game.
Gotcha. Agreed.
Which I understand that, you know, Brady's in an easier division, but I can't help that. The NFL has done that. It's been that way since I've been alive, almost. There's been a few changes. So, you know, I can't help the fact that Tom Brady's in a division with the Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins, who are all probably going to be pretty bad this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is – I wouldn't even give it like a 50-50 shot right now that he's in the playoffs.
Agreed.
So Aaron Rodgers, $134 million extension man, $80 million in the next like 9 months. Very athletic. You know, everyone loves him. Getting called better than Brady, but I don't see it. And now, as it seems every time someone gets a giant contract, they play worse. So he has a lot. It's pretty sad for a guy.
He has a lot to prove to make that money.
For like a 13, 14-year guy, he has a lot to prove. That kind of sucks. But, I mean, I think for him to be like a first ballot Hall of Famer, legit GOAT conversation, he needs at least 2 more rings. You got to beat Big Ben on rings. You got to beat Peyton on rings.
Mm-hmm.
You have to beat Eli Manning on rings.
There you go.
So, until you get past that, like when you're not tied with Joe Flacco on the playoff sheet, or actually below Joe Flacco on playoff wins and losses,
mm-hmm.
then you can have a GOAT conversation. Until then, he's just a really, really good regular season quarterback who makes really great plays because his team's never really that good.
Agreed.
Okay.
Moving on.
Done with that. Next, Odell Beckham Jr. signed a fat contract. I don't know what that was because I don't have it in front of me. Brett?
Got you.
Yeah, 10-4. They gave Odell a fat contract. He'd been wanting it for a while. They've been going back and forth. The Giants, it kind of came out that they weren't going to pay him at first.
It's a 5-year, $95 million guaranteed contract.
Yeah, that's like the biggest like wideout contract ever, isn't it, or something like that?
Yes.
So pretty much in today's day and age, anytime you sign a new deal or an extension,
Sorry, hold on.
you're
We're back 65 guaranteed.
Oh god. Well, how much you said first time?
90. I said 95.
It's not.
It's 5-year 95 with 65 guaranteed.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
He
That's a
could
lot for
break
a
his
wideout.
leg like tomorrow, and he's going to get $65 million. Which that's what me and JP talked about a couple shows ago, though, was that these guys need the guaranteed money more than the total number.
Right.
Because if you get hurt and you're done, you know you're still entitled, so that's good. Does Odell deserve it? I don't know. Odell is easily top 3 wideout in the league. I'm not gonna call him the best. I'd put him behind Antonio Brown and
for sure.
Julio Jones.
Yes.
So I could fit him in at number 3. We're gonna really see what he's got week 1 when he goes against Jalen, because apparently Jalen's supposed to follow him around all game long. So we'll see what they can do there. He's playing with the aging Eli Manning, who hasn't been good since 2012. So, I mean, does he deserve it? He makes the plays. He's a great guy.
He's a show guy.
He's a locker room sideline distraction sometimes, but most good wideouts are. He's loud. Emotional.
We talked about this too. One game he can go 3 catches for 35 yards, and then he can explode for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's not consistent.
No,
to me.
And I think he's one of those guys too that if things aren't going well, he gives up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh well, today sucks. I'm gonna go on the sideline and throw a temper tantrum and try to see if I can get benched, so I don't gotta keep playing anymore. And that's
get hit by a kicker's goal.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, don't be punting any more kick nets. So I mean, they give all these good players, these big contracts, and I get it. You want to be the highest paid guy at your position. That's, a big, it's a big accomplishment, I guess, in your career. But, hey, at one point, I was the highest paid player at this position.
Right.
Which is great.
Good. Yeah.
The thing to me is, you're already in the NFL. You're already a couple years in. You're already rich. He probably makes more money off of, shoe deals and endorsements than he does off his contract anyway.
He partners with who? Is it Nike?
I couldn't even tell you who it is.
I think it's Nike.
So, money is not the issue for these guys. It's they want the promise and the comfort from the team to be like, oh, yeah, we really, really like you, and we're going to keep you here as long as we possibly can. Take all this money that shows how much we love you.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure everyone thought that after this season, Odell, or I don't know if it was this season or next season, whenever his contract was supposed to be up, because I don't remember if they franchise tagged him last year, if he was supposed to be gone or not. Everyone was saying Odell's run in New York might be over with. Who's he going to go to next? And now you got him there for 5 more years, which still isn't his whole career, because I think this is almost a win-win, because I think it's like a 3-year deal, technically, with money-wise.
Yeah.
So if Eli goes out in the next 2 years, and then Odell doesn't want to be there after 3, I think he can opt out, or they can shake him off without losing too much money, and he'll only be 28, 29 hitting the market. So I think I read an article. It's kind of a win-win. They get Odell for 2, 3, 4 more years, and then if things go south, they can cut it off at 3, and he hits the market, and he'll be fine.
I think that's why they give him so much money.
That's why he got all the money up front. That's why that thing is front-loaded, and in the back end, he's getting 65 guaranteed. So there's only 35 or 30 left for the rest of it over 5 years.
Right.
So it's probably front-loaded as hell. That way at the back end, he doesn't care and he'll move on.
Right.
So, I don't know. I want to see the Giants do well, because I've always been a Giants.
I want to see Eli get one more ring at least.
Yeah, I'd love – I don't know, because I want him to get more than Peyton.
Oh, man.
I can't say I want him to get more than Peyton, but it would be cool to see Eli get another one in that organization. Really, the only reason I ever really rooted for the Giants was because Tom Coughlin was there. So now that he's gone, other than having a little bit of faith in Eli, I could honestly care less what the Giants do. But I want Eli to go to the NFC title game, win that, and then go lose the Super Bowl to the Steelers or something.
Super Bowl.
I would love a Giants versus Steelers Super Bowl. That would be so good.
For sure.
It'd be its final score would be 65-60.
Be a shootout.
Yeah, it'd be great. Okay, so I mean that's about all the NFL news. Well, not all of it.
You want to go into that?
Well, the preseason's it's over now. I think.
It's the last week.
No,
the
Browns and everybody played last night or the night before in Tennessee and all them. So I know they're done. I don't know if there's a few games they have to tie up, but it might end tonight. I don't know. So, but next week starts the first week of the season. I had a statistic pulled up earlier, but I can't seem to find it now for whatever reason. They had the 5 quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round, I guess.
Oh, it was stats for the 5 top.
It was Mayfield, Arnold, Darnold, Rosen, Lamar, and there's one more.
Allen.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen. And it had like their stats through the preseason, and I think Baker had like 20 more attempts than anyone, but he had like 300 more yards than anyone, and he had way more rushing yards than all of them.
I can't believe they're not going to start him.
Well, you know why they're doing it, don't you?
No, go for it.
I can't remember the coach's name. It's not Romeo Crennel anymore, is it? I don't remember who their head coach is for the Browns. But what they're doing is, that guy knows that he's like on the hot seat, right?
Yeah.
He knows that he sucks. The team has sucked. And, you just went and spent all this money, got all these players and drafted good guys. So if you go out this year and you start Baker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say he just tanks like the first like 4 games of the season. They go like 0-4. Everyone is just screaming for this guy's like firing, Like they're going to want him gone.
Yeah.
So what he's doing,
like Johnny Manziel.
yeah. So what he's doing is he's going to start. Who is it? Tyrod.
Yeah, it's Tyrod.
Going to start Tyrod, who is
a veteran.
not terrible. Tyrod's a 6-7 game a season win guy.
He took the Bills pretty far last year.
Yeah. So the first playoff appearance in how long? So,
Years.
you put him in with you have Landry, you got Josh Gordon back, you got some defensive guys. It's looking like an actual football team now.
Yeah, they have they have a good roster this year, and they have like a potential to do something.
They got running backs, so you can go out there and play kind of bad, win 4 or 5 games, and everyone's gonna go, okay, it's an improvement from last year. And then if they start getting on that coach's ass about, you're on the hot seat even worse, we're about to get rid of you, he can be like, well, wait a minute, I got this little guy in my back pocket right here, and you can pull out Baker. So what he's trying to do, I think, is prolong his
debut
stint.
Okay.
He's like trying to prolong his stint as a head coach. Because if you throw Baker out there and you tank in the first 4 weeks, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go out there and you don't throw Baker out and you tank, you can go, well, hang on 1 minute. We still haven't tried, Baker out. So I think that, and also a lot of teams don't like to throw rookies in right away.
Right.
I don't think Sam Darnold's going to start. I don't know.
Well, they just got rid of
Teddy, the Jets.
Yeah, so I think he's on track to start.
Well, I guess, yeah. I actually don't know if Josh Allen's going to start in Buffalo.
No.
I saw a thing the other day. It said Nathan Peterman needs to start.
Oh, God, no. Please do not start Nathan Peterman.
So, shout out St. John's County Schools. So, and then Lamar's not going to start, obviously.
No.
And then, what was the other one? Baker, Lamar, Sam, Josh. There's one more. I just said it.
Oh, God.
I don't know. But, so it looks like maybe 1 or 2 of the rookies are going to start this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you the last time that's worked out for anyone. Other than maybe Dak.
Yeah.
But
that was a contingency on Tony Romo, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think Cam started his rookie year.
Yes, he did.
So,
because they didn't have nobody.
Mariota started, but we didn't do very well Mariota's first year. Blake didn't start as a rookie. Not the first games anyway. I think he made it to like week 4 if we came in, but not that he played well anyway. So not a lot of rookies get their debut early in their careers anymore, and
only unless like.
The last ones to do it were like Sam Bradford, Matt Leinart, and they were just straight terrible. And that was like 2007, 2008 range, 2009, something like that. So I think it's better to let them sit. I wouldn't sit them for the whole year. If you're a bad team and you're rebuilding, you can't do it like college, because a lot of colleges you'll see this weekend, they'll let like one quarterback play the first quarter and one play the second, or they'll rotate series because they're still feeling it out. NFL teams aren't going to do that.
Mm-mm.
They're going to go with one guy, and they're going to ride him into the ground and switch, or he'll play good enough to where they can stand it. And when it's a young guy, they normally give him a little bit longer to kind of sit back and get used to the speed of things before they just throw him to the wolves.
Right.
Which might be the best option for those guys who play in Tom Brady's division. You might just want to sit about 2 years till Tom's gone and then come play. So, and that's I was talking to my other buddy Zane on Facebook too about our thing last week, because we completely forgot that Frank Gore played for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it just kind of slipped.
And he was like, yeah, the Dolphins, they're sleeping on us this year, and we're going to be good. Got Tannehill back. Our running backs are really well. And, they did get rid of Sue and Landry, so they're going to hurt a little bit on the offensive side. I'm not sure who they drafted. I can't remember, but I told him, I said, the reason they're getting slept on is because everyone's talking about Josh Rosen and not Josh Rosen, Josh Allen and the Bills.
Yeah.
And they're talking about Sam Darnold and the Jets. And then you have Tom Brady, obviously. So, like, that whole division's talking about everyone, like, but the Dolphins. And I think it's because people are kind of over Tannehill. You know, he's proven to be a 7-8 win quarterback, and that's about it. They don't have any, like, roster name pops. They don't have anybody that.
Because they got rid of Jay Ajayi, too.
Yep, Ajayi is gone. They don't have anyone interesting that I can think of, like, right at this moment. So, I think Tannehill's, like, the only person on that team that I can, like, name by name. And Frank Gore.
Kenny Stills.
And he hasn't been good since he was with the Saints.
Yeah, I can't think of another wideout.
So, I mean, I'd like for the Dolphins to play well. That'd be nice because they seem to be about the only team that could ever, like, somehow beat New England in the regular season. So I really would like them to.
I'm surprised they got rid
games.
of Ajayi, man. That was.
It was just one of those deals. I don't know. It was. There's sometimes you make trades and it kicks you right in the butt right away. I mean, you trade a guy away after he's ran for 200 yards twice in the same season, then he go wins the Super Bowl for another team.
So yeah, NFL starts.
Yeah,
soon.
but the NFL season starts next week. College season it started last night with. You said Northwestern won.
Yeah, Northwestern.
UCF beat Connecticut. So
it was a lot of no-name teams.
Yeah, I think UCF's already claiming that they won the national championship again because they beat UConn.
The women's basketball team.
Yeah, the women's basketball college. You beat them. Congratulations. You don't play anybody.
One person I was going back and forth with.
I'm gonna find their schedule.
Northwestern fan. Saying that Northwestern is a sleeper team.
Yeah, you said they're a sleeper. Like no.
Underrated. Sorry.
Well, did it say where they finished last year?
They were 10-3, and 7-2 in their conference.
Well, newsflash for whoever.
They're in the Big Ten, so
whoever that fan is, 10-3 doesn't get you anything in college football.
But they're in a. To me, I feel like they're.
I didn't know you had more than one cat. Just scared the hell out of me.
They're in the Big Ten, so Ohio State, Michigan State, Wisconsin. What's another good team?
Oh, for Northwestern. Yeah, I mean, they probably have a tough schedule if they're in the Big Ten, and you're not going to beat those teams.
And I asked them, like, what do you like, to me, I don't think they're going to win the Big Ten.
No.
But at the same time, I think Ohio State has a huge distraction this year, so.
They do, but it's not going to matter because a 2-win Ohio State team, a 2-loss Ohio State team will beat out a undefeated Northwestern team any day, and not physically like against each other, just like in the poll rankings.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So why isn't this letting me? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that is all of them. Okay, so I have UCF scheduled pulled up right here. Okay.
All right.
For all you UCF fans or supporters out there, I'm going to tell you right now that you guys are not going to make the Final Four playoffs. You are not going to get ranked any higher than probably 6th or 7th. Because do you guys know how many ranked teams you play?
How many?
I'll help you out. 0.
No ranked teams.
They played Connecticut last night. Okay. Next week, they play South Carolina State. Okay. Then they play UNC. Then they play Florida Atlantic. Then Pitt. Then SMU. Go Mustangs. Then you play Memphis, ECU, shout out Chris Johnson. They play Temple, Navy, Cincinnati, and South Florida. That is your schedule? I think like half of the high school teams in the state could beat that schedule.
Okay.
Like, give me Armwood. Armwood would win 9 of those games. Come on now. I mean, yes, Pitt plays well in the ACC. You like also why they play all the ACC teams. So like they play Pitt, they play UNC. I mean they should beat Navy. South Florida was okay last year, but they're not ranked. Since he's not, I mean no one's ranked. So you're gonna tell me right now, this team goes 12-0, and they're ranked in the top 10 after like not beating anybody ranked all season long, and they don't have it because they're what conference are they in?
Who?
UCF. They're what's it called? Because they don't have a championship game, right?
Right.
So like you're gonna play these 12 teams, and I'm pretty sure you don't. Yeah, they're in the American West.
American West.
So you don't have a conference game, so you're not gonna like. They got to play Auburn last year, and they beat Auburn, and that was their big
win.
That was just their big. We beat a ranked SEC team. Well, congratulations. Now you're not even going to see one this year. So
only if they go to the playoffs, probably.
And they're not going to, because that's going to be Ohio State, Alabama. Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and I think Northwestern has a better chance. Okay, so here you go. I have their thing pulled up from last year. This is their last year's schedule. So let me see if it's even similar. Okay, so they played Memphis, but Memphis was ranked last year. They played FIU. They played Georgia Tech, which was – you guys call yourself – wait, is this even the right schedule? I'm about to get mad. Hang on.
It looks like the right
schedule.
Yeah,
okay, so you're going to yell at me and say that – you're going to yell at me, or they're going to yell all year long about how they went undefeated and played all these teams, which – do they have makeup games or something? Because they have 2 games that were canceled from the hurricane, I guess. So anyway, okay, so they beat FIU, they beat Memphis, and they're supposed to play Georgia Tech, and it was canceled. They beat Maryland. They're supposed to play Maine, got canceled. I don't know why it hasn't playing Memphis. Oh, okay, the first one was postponed. So they ended up beating Memphis. Then they beat Cincy, who's on the schedule again this year. They beat East Carolina, who's on the schedule again this year, because they're all in the same conference.
Do they play the same teams?
Well, it's probably in their conference. So it's probably their conference games. Then you played Navy again. They played Austin Pay, how the hell you say that, last year. They played the Mustangs. They played UConn. They played Temple, and they played South Florida and barely beat them. So I guess those are all their conference games. So you guys played the exact same schedule, just like everyone else does. So I'm sorry for that.
And they beat Auburn.
And then apparently they played Memphis again. So I don't know. They might have a championship game. That might have been their championship game.
Okay.
So, and they let Memphis put 55 on them, but they were able to score 62. So you barely beat number 25 Memphis, as you were ranked like 6th. Then they go to the Peach Bowl and they surprise Auburn and beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl. Congratulations. So you were an underdog team who was playing a team who had just lost to Georgia in a knockout drag whatever. Then they went, and I'm pretty sure they lost to Bama the next weekend. So if they won those 2 games, they're probably playing for a national title. But they barely lost those 2 games. And then they come into you in the Peach Bowl, an underdog team. They probably didn't even really care, to be honest with you, in the player's mindset. And you guys beat them by 7. Okay? So let's get this straight. Last year you guys had 1 ranked team on your schedule and beat them. This year you have no ranked teams on your schedule. So what's going to happen? Last year you went 12-0 and got up to 6th against 1 ranked team. This year you have no ranked team, go 12-0. You'll be lucky if you get to 8. Move on. I'm done. You guys suck. Show me some rings for your titles. And listen, I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm a Florida fan. I know we suck right now. UFC could probably beat the brakes off of us, but we're not ranked either. So that's not saying anything. Felipe Franks is like going to get destroyed this year. I'm sorry to say it. So don't think I'm being biased just because like I'm some big Alabama fan. Like I'm not. I support the SEC, but I know Florida sucks. It's going to be Auburn, Georgia, and Alabama at the top again, fighting with like Ohio State thrown in, maybe a Northwestern.
I don't think you'll see Ohio State.
Michigan State, Michigan thrown in, which Michigan and Notre Dame play this weekend. So whoever wins that is going to have a really good season. Harbaugh might do something.
Hopefully.
So UFC. So right now, which do you know what? Where are they at in the rankings that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was?
Who are we talking?
UFC, UCF, UFC. Ultimate Fighter. I think it just said they were like 12th or something.
21.
Oh my God, you guys are 21st? Which I don't know where they started last year, so I don't know. I'm not going to laugh, I guess, yet. But yeah, no, you're not going to come from 21st and get in the top 4 with Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Northwestern. Those are 8 teams right there that could blow the brakes off of you tomorrow. which some of those teams have to fall to each other, like Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. Like they all have to play each other. So
Yeah.
that one or two always falls off at the end. But still, no.
Who's
No.
ranked 1 this year?
It's Bama.
Is it Bama?
I think it's Bama, then Georgia.
Yeah, it's Bama. Clemson, Georgia.
Oh, okay. I forgot about Clemson. Yeah, okay. So there's 9 teams better than you. So, I mean, I don't know. I hate – and I understand these smaller schools and these terrible conferences like to be relevant. They like to be talked about, which is the only reason like they were even making a scene last year, which is fine. But so there was games last night. Today, Michigan State and Utah play tonight. San Diego State and Stanford play. Wisconsin's ranked 4, so they're going to be good this year. So you have Wisconsin versus Western Kentucky, TCU and Southern U.
Saturday's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Saturday. Oklahoma plays tomorrow, but they play Florida Atlantic. I'm just kind of going down the rankings here. Ohio State plays Oregon State. There shouldn't be any surprises there unless Urban not being there really has that much of an effect.
I don't think it will.
Texas is ranked. That's good. Penn State's ranked 10th.
Yeah, I forgot Penn State's in the Big Ten, too.
Why does this have Clemson not ranked?
That's weird. Clemson's ranked number 2.
Yeah, that is weird. Auburn plays Washington, and they're 6-9. Oh, I forgot Washington was good last year also.
Yeah.
Yeah, UFC is getting farther and back.
Let's see.
So-
Michigan Notre Dame play tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's probably tomorrow night, isn't it?
7:30.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. Washington Auburn tomorrow at 3:30 will be good. Georgia. So why does it say Georgia's not ranked either? It just doesn't show like the top.
Georgia's ranked 3, boy.
I know, but like right here, it's got like a 1 next to Alabama, like a 24 next to Oregon, 12 Notre Dame,
They probably
and then it's got Georgia and there's no 2
Alabama and Louisville.
or 3. Alabama, Louisville. Yeah, I mean Louisville's not good anymore because Lamar's gone. So
Sunday's game.
I'm really interested to see how Georgia plays. I'm really interested to see how Jake Fromm plays. I mean, because he balled out, and then Bama's got the whole QB controversy going on.
Yes, they do.
Because Jalen Hurts doesn't know if he's going to start or not, but he's probably not. And then I forgot the other boy's name. Some weird name.
Yeah, I don't know.
They came in and won the game for him last year.
Sunday, Miami, LSU.
Yeah, Miami,
8. Ranked number 8.
they're ranked 8th, but I just don't know how well they're going to, because they won like their first 4 last year, then they lost like the rest of their games.
And then Monday is Virginia Tech and FSU.
Is this like the whole schedule? No. Monday's what?
Virginia Tech and FSU.
Florida State, I don't know. They got Francois back or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's a starting quarterback.
Yeah, because he died last year against Bama. So he's back. I don't know how well they're going to play. I don't know. Florida State's been bad since like Jalen and all them left pretty much. So
There's not a lot of good games. There's a few.
well, I mean, the big ones are going to be the Auburn and whoever I said, Washington game, and then the Notre Dame, Michigan. That's like the 2. It's really it. There's like 2 games.
Yeah, the rest of the big name teams are playing no name teams.
And then, well, most people do. You pretty much luck out if you get to play a good game first.
Yeah.
Because if you lose early in the season like that, it normally doesn't hurt you at the end. It's like when you play crap teams up until week like 6, and then you lose to somebody, that's when it hurts you.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for college football. It's always fun to watch. I just don't get into it like I do with the NFL.
No.
NFL, I get like head over heels. Like
Sunday is.
well, it's it's just Sunday hits, and all the games are on one day, like the same time. You got fantasy football going on. It's just to me, there's so much more storyline in the NFL than college. You have like your 4 good teams.
College doesn't get hot until playoffs come around.
Yeah, like no, because half the teams, like out of the top 10 teams in the country or 12 teams, on any given weekend, only like 2 of them, maybe 3 of them have tough games on the same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, they're gonna win. So there's no reason for me to watch Ohio State play Oregon State, other than the fact that there's gonna be no Urban Meyer there. But there's no reason for me to watch Wisconsin play Western Kentucky.
No.
There's no reason for me to watch Michigan State play Utah State. There is reason for me to watch Jacksonville play the Giants. There's reason for me to, as a Tennessee fan, to watch them play the Colts. Andrew Luck's coming back. Yeah. I want to watch Houston. Deshaun Watson's coming back. And that's where college lacks to me is like the turnover rate's so quick with players that as soon as you fall in love with one, he's gone.
Yep.
And then it's like, well, I don't know anyone else on the team. Whereas the NFL, the guys are normally there for years, and you can follow them, and it's exciting.
Yeah. Agreed.
And,
I got you.
And like you said, no one really cares about. I don't say no one cares, but college football doesn't get hyped up until it gets close to the playoffs. The conference games get real intense.
Yeah.
The championship games. So, and that's the thing. It's like all season long. Because JP argues with me about this all the time. How he thinks college football is way more exciting to watch. Like, I don't think so at all. He's like, the games are always way better, and the players are so hype. NFL players, they don't even care. Well, I mean, they're getting paid millions to do it. So, whatever. The college kids are out there trying to make a name for themselves to be noticed. They're going to be a little more hype. But the talent and the way the game is played is way more fun to watch to me in the NFL.
Yeah, you can actually watch all 16 weeks of football.
And most games are close. Like I swear every week in the NFL, there's like 1 or 2 games that go to overtime. You'll go into college and nobody in the top 15 had a game within 30 points.
True.
Like I really don't want to watch like Southern U and TCU battle it out 50-55. Like I could care less about that. I'd rather watch the Steelers and Ravens play 9-6. That's I don't know, but that's me. Yeah, everyone has a different opinion. So nothing really controversial this week as far as, I didn't really talk any football much to anybody. No one had much to say.
There wasn't. The only big storylines this was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it was the
Odell.
contracts.
And Jalen Ramsey still talking trash about people.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to next was Jalen. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I don't know. I had it pulled up. I lost it. He called out. I don't know what the reporters do. I guess they just like walk into the interview room or to the locker room or wherever, the podium, and they're like, hey, Jalen, who do you hate today?
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah, so apparently they asked him about Gronk and said that he's not good. He's overhyped. Tom Brady made him, which I won't argue that point because that's the only person he's ever played for. And that was it Danny Amendola is no, because Danny just signed like a 12-year deal or whatever, or a $12 million deal. 12-year. $12 million deal. So Jalen's like, he's trash. He's terrible. He's not any good. If I went and played for Brady, he could make me an all-pro, which is somewhat true because if you have any athletic ability at all, Tom Brady's going to get you the football. Jalen's mouth wouldn't work in New England. Tom Brady would make him quit, tell him to leave. So,
sit down.
Yeah, or actually Belichick would. So, I mean, yes, Brady is the greatest of all time. He's going to make guys better than they actually are, just like Peyton Manning made guys better than they actually are.
Boy,
Joe Montana did it. Marino did it.
Don't tell me Gronk's not good.
Gronk is like a 6'7", 6'8", 250 human being. And when he is healthy, the only knock against Gronk is that he's hurt a lot.
His back.
When that man is healthy, he is unstoppable. And Jalen brought up some stats like, when I covered him last year in the title game because I guess Gronk played a little.
How often does a corner cover a tight end?
They don't, and that's what Jalen was bringing up. He was like, when a corner covers him, he doesn't play very well.
That's very minimal.
It's because it's been minimal and the numbers are so small. They had Rob Ryan. He's a D coordinator for the Bills right now, I think, or maybe. Well, he was with the Cowboys. He was D coordinator of the Cowboys forever.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at now, but they had him on there. And I guess at one point he had what's the corner's name for Buffalo we talked about last week, like Tre'Davious White or whatever it was, the corner for Buffalo.
Yes.
It's Tre'Davious something. We talked about him.
It's Tre'Davious White, I think.
He said that because he coached him. He said, looking back on it, I would have probably liked to put Tre'Davious on Gronk a little more than we did. He said, you scheme against Gronk, you double team him all the time. And when you double Gronk in like a zone, you got a safety on top and a backer underneath him. You're not going to bring your corner all the way outside to come cover Gronk in the seam and then make your running back or your linebacker go cover the flat. Yeah. Or have to cover, something a corner should in a zone type deal. Or, even if it's a man thing and you want to double him, well, now you got, a linebacker trying to man up on somebody like a wideout or something. It doesn't work that way. So it's hard to put a corner on Gronk. Jacksonville can do it because their defense is so fast. Their linebackers run really fast. But yeah, so Jalen was throwing out stats, saying Gronk doesn't do anything against corners, blah blah blah.
I hope he stops when season starts.
He's not. Well, he will when he gets shut down finally. He'll go back to crying like he did, 2 years ago every time they lost.
Oh, missed penalties, missed that.
And and that's my thing with Jalen too, is when they were terrible his rookie year, you didn't hear from Jalen. He had a few interviews that were kind of hilarious,
But not one.
but he cried a lot.
He wasn't calling out people.
Yeah, he wasn't calling people out because they played okay last year. Now all of a sudden he's got a big old mouth and a big old head, which is fine. I mean, everyone's calling him Deion Sanders Jr. because Deion was the same way. But it's and like JP said, if he can go out there and do it again this year, then let him do it. There's no problem with it.
Yeah, but he has to back it up. Like he has to. If he's gonna talk trash, he better has a good game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he normally does, and he will this year. And like I said before, it's gonna go back and forth. He'll get beat. He'll win. That's what playing the game's about, competing. But he needs to shut up. You can say that about Big Ben, and you can say stuff about the Panthers and the Texans and the Colts.
But you don't stir.
You start talking about Tom Brady and his guys. They have, regardless of what goes on in that organization, and you should know this. Everyone should know this, that they stick together no matter what they face.
For sure.
Whether it's cheating, injuries, whatever it is. I mean, we didn't even know what was wrong with Tom Brady's hand in the playoffs last year when he cut it until the Super Bowl was over.
You literally named the first thing they stick together as cheating.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of times, if the organization does something, the players will be, try and clear their, whatever. That team is just, or that organization is just, it's like a cult. And, I'm telling you right now, I know the Eagles just won the Super Bowl, but the Patriots are still the beast in the NFL.
So
you don't want to stir up you don't want to see Crazy Tom.
No.
Crazy Tom will go crazy on you. And it's going to – I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure, the tickets for the game are, standing room only to get in for the New England Jags games now. So it's going to be an epic game. I honestly don't know who's going to win. I think New England will. I hope it's like a 20 – I hope it's like the AFC title game was. I hope it's 28-24, something like that, real close. I hope, it'll be good. So
I think the Jags have a lot to prove.
Yeah, I mean they got to prove that they can do. They
just went to the
AFC
title game. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a fallout year.
I do too, and we've talked about that. I think they're gonna fall off. But here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna talk directly at JP right now. You're gonna come to me and tell me college football is better than the NFL. On the New England and Jacksonville weekend, I want JP to go watch college football and leave the NFL to me. I'll watch Jags New England since the NFL is so boring. You go watch Northern Kentucky play freaking Hawaii or something and tell me how great that game is. I'll be watching Jalen Ramsey versus Gronk all day long. So, and that's why the NFL is so much better, because things like this happen. Players can talk. They have more freedom of speech.
Yeah.
They, it's not like college where you say something and you're going to get punished and can get expelled, and you're technically not like a grown man yet. You still have to abide by the rules of the university. Where in college or in the NFL, you can just say whatever the hell you want. You might get fined, but you're a millionaire anyway, so who cares?
Shout out Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, it probably did all start with Deion back in the day.
I'm sure.
Being,
but Deion's a different animal than Jalen Ramsey.
Well, yeah, but if Jalen plays at this level for 5 more years, then
yeah, I could see it.
It could be that way. So it's one of those things. We played a while back on one of our shows. We played the peaked or more to come game.
Yeah, I remember.
And right now, would you say Jalen's peaked or is there more to come? It doesn't get much better than last year. So it's if he's at the peak, can he hold it there for a couple more years, or is he going to slowly decline like everyone else normally does? That's my question for the whole Jags defense, to be honest with you.
Yeah, can they?
I mean, listen, and Calais is probably going to have 1 more year left. Malik Jackson, I think he signed a 4-year deal or something, so he'll be there. Boye's going to want money. Jalen's going to want money.
They still Barry Church?
I think Church might be there, but he's old, so he's probably going to go. Telvin got his deal.
Yeah.
But Gibson's going to want his money. He's getting old, or he'll go. Miles Jack's going to want money. So it's like we talked about. Good defenses only last about 3 years, and you have to either pay them or get rid of them.
Yeah, look at
And Gaku's going to be off his rookie contract in about 2 years.
Look at Khalil Mack and then.
I mean, Khalil Mack right now, he is surprising me. Not like, and then it did something I saw.
Well, yeah,
earlier.
you're talking about defense, but look, these people ain't paying their defensive players.
No,
man.
no one wants to, because like NFL is becoming such a high market for offensive players.
Pay your defense, man.
They want the defensive players to take pay cuts and sit in the trenches and get hit and get flags for hits and get suspended and get fined. But you go and give quarterbacks $174 million, which they're your quarterback. They don't grow on trees, like I've seen said. You got a good quarterback, you pluck him and you keep him. The problem is they've had Aaron for like 13 years and got one Super Bowl out of it. Maybe a 2-year deal would have been better for him.
Yeah.
And then you either move on or sign him like year to year after that.
I think Jacksonville's defense is going to be good again this year.
They'll be top 3. It's gonna be the Jags. It's gonna be the Jags, the Vikings again, and like
Raiders, boy.
Yeah,
I'm playing.
I don't know.
They got to pay Khalil Mack first.
They're not going to. He's gonna have to come play on what he's got, or he's just gonna sit out all year in his second year ever and look terrible.
Rams, boy. Forget about the Rams defense.
Yeah, they were pretty good last year. But a lot of I saw something too. They were talking about Todd Gurley. Running backs that like run for whatever he did last year, like just like going stats like all the running backs, whenever they're have like their best year, the next year they average fall off by like 11 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So if that offense isn't what it was last year, the defense is going to struggle, I think.
True that.
But
the last thing we want to talk about was the game format.
the season thing. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So
where'd you see that at?
I saw it was Jerry Jones' comment about
That's what it was. It was Jerry making a stupid comment. What else?
saying that he thinks a better game format would be 18 regular season games and 2 preseason games versus 16 regular season games and 4 preseason games.
I mean, I get what he's saying because
the injury.
It's still 20 games.
Yeah.
But the problem is like right now in the NFL season before the playoffs, technically, yes, there's 20 games, 16 regular, 4 preseason. But your starters are playing like a total of 1/2 during those 4 preseason games. So if you bump that up to what he wants to do, 18 and 2.
Do you see the starters playing more?
They wouldn't play at all in the preseason. And then they'd have to go out and play 18 regular season games. That is not going to work. Not with the helmet rules, not with the safety concerns. These guys would get tired. They'd lag. You'd be like turning it into the MLB.
But they play longer, though.
What do you mean?
MLB plays a heck of a lot of games.
But yeah, and they also have like 6 starting pitchers. Could you imagine the NFL season? Like
having 6 starter quarterbacks.
You have a starting quarterback till halftime, and then you have a closer that comes in after halftime.
That'd be something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Tyrod, you got the first half of Baker, you got second, okay? You're our clutch guy. That would be crazy if the NFL ever got to that, like how other sports do. Even basketball, which LeBron didn't this year, but key players take nights off because they don't want to play every single game.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if the NFL was like that?
Oh, God.
Where it's like, you buy a ticket like 3 months in advance to go see Tom Brady play, and it's early in the season, so he takes off, and it's like, who's their backup? I don't know who it is. Is it Brissett? No, Brissett's in Indianapolis. So I don't know. Imagine going to see Tom Brady play, and you get there.
Starting quarterback, Rob Gronkowski.
It's not. Yeah. Well, then Gronk doesn't even play either. It's like, yeah, the whole team's taking a week off because we're playing, the Jets. So it's stupid. No, you don't go 18. If anything,
I think you and JP agreed on 16 and 2. 16 regular season games and 2 preseason.
It sucks to say because it would be cool to see a change, but I think 16 regular season games is like the perfect amount because you have your 6 divisional you have your 6 divisional games.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that and you couldn't add another one because that would just be too many. I mean, it'd be half the schedule. Now, if you went to 18 games, you could do like half of it division, half of it not division.
Yeah.
But that would be dumb.
That's a lot. I think about it. I thought 18 was a good idea, but now I'm thinking about it.
It's just too much. Because then to win the Super Bowl, you would have to play 22 games. Right? Yeah, because right now, because right now you play 16 and then it depends. If you get a first round bye, you only have to play like 19.
Yeah.
So, but now you're talking adding 2 more games pretty much to get to the Super Bowl. That's just the way they're worried about safety and the way they're worried about players, melting down and getting,
Hurt.
fatigued. And then the contracts would just keep going up. Guys will want more guaranteed money. It's good where it's at. I wouldn't go any higher than 16. Wouldn't go any lower because I wouldn't want to see 14.
True.
I just think you should have 2 preseason games. That would be smart. And then, and I've seen a lot of people say, like, oh, well, respect the preseason. It's all these roster guys trying to make the cut. You're going to tell me you couldn't just take that preseason game and turn it into a 2-team scrimmage like they do all week long anyway and evaluate your guys at that point? And then you go play 2 preseason games and, you just play them more. The starters probably wouldn't really play.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they said, you got college kids that go out there with no preseason games. They go out there first game of the season, and like Michigan, Notre Dame, got to put it on the line because that game's important.
True.
They don't get a half to go out there and get hit, knocked around, and get used to it again. That's what practice is for. That's what training camp's for. That's what mini camp's for.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
So yeah, I mean, if you can ask an 18-year-old kid to go start his season with no preseason, why does the NFL need it? And then the old guys don't even participate in it. So it's just a waste of time. Like the first week of preseason, everyone's stoked because football's back.
Yeah.
And I said this before. Once the first week's done with, I don't care anymore.
Move on.
All it is guys getting hurt. I mean, Marquise Lee got his knee blown out last week because the NFL is not letting you hit above the chest anymore.
Oh, that's right. We did another poll about that too.
Marquise Lee got his leg snapped in half and is done for the season because the dude was like, well, I don't want to get fined and suspended and ejected for accidentally hitting him in the helmet, so I'm going to take out his knee. So, like, what is, what are you supposed to hit him between, like, the nipple and, like, the waistline? That's a small area.
Yeah, that's a...
When you're launching your body it's a physical game. You're trying to physically hit the guy, hit the ball out of his hands.
True.
It's just so bad because there is a line between too violent and necessary, and there shouldn't be a gray area. It should be pretty clean cut what looks clean and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And the fact that the refs can't tell it.
Dude, they're on the field.
I honestly think they need to take the refs off the field and just put them in a booth.
And then watch it.
Or put them watching it on TV. Because on TV, I know it's not more clear.
They have more angles.
When it comes to, like, the little things, like, false starts and stuff like that. But as far as, like, those hits, you can tell on TV what's clean or not.
Oh, for sure. Because they have so many camera angles, man.
And you can't stop the game every time you throw a flag. So they can't review every single hit. Only thing they could do is review it afterwards and maybe not charge the guy a fine. But if it's like 3rd and 9 late in the game and you throw a 6-yard pass and my linebacker clobbers your little slot guy and jars the ball out of his hands, it's incomplete, and they throw a 15-yard penalty because he hit him in the chest, but the dude's head snapped back anyway. Now you guys get a first down, kick a field goal, and beat me. Changing the call after the fact is BS.
It is BS.
And just adding 2 more games to all that mess would just be way out of line and off base. So keep it where it is and change the helmet rule.
Agreed.
So, yeah. But if you enjoyed the show, guys, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Spreaker, YouTube.
iTunes,
Spotify,
iHeartRadio.
the podcast app on your iPhone. We're on there, I think.
Oh, give us a review, man.
Yeah, give us some reviews. That'd be pretty sweet. Go to our website, roundtablesportstalk.com.
Oh, forgot to tell you, starting Sunday, we're going to be on that Powercast 97.9.
Oh, yeah. We are doing
Sunday at 5.
Sunday at 5.
That's it.
Is it with 97.9? It's an online, like, radio station. They're going to loop our most recent podcast, like, about an hour a day.
Yeah.
Or
It's be like an hour time slot.
Yeah. So if you can't catch, which not that we did do a Facebook Live today, so hopefully people are watching.
Total of 4 or 5 people joined.
Yeah, that's not bad. But if you want to listen, we're on a bunch of different platforms, so it's not like you're gonna miss us at all.
You can find it.
We're doing YouTube videos and everything else.
All kinds of stuff.
Trying to get, we're even giving the video idea is sweet. Like when you send it to me, I don't even listen to the audio. I watch the video.
I guess the video to me is more. It puts a face to it. And
yeah.
You can see like hand motions. Like if I call you out,
It's more than just listening, But like riding around, listen to it like in the car.
Some people are different.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone's enjoying it. Wish we could get some more people to call in and BS with us, but I know everybody's busy.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
We'll
you
get
can
there.
let us know early in the week that you want to do it, and then when it comes time, we don't need but 5 minutes of your time. You can call in and talk.
Call him debate.
Oh, God, there's a cat on my back.
It's a black cat.
Hey, bud. What you doing? This
All
one's
right.
way more friendly than the other one.
The other one's feisty, man.
I know. But, yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the show.
Yep. Oh, this was a long show, man. Over an hour.
Oh, gosh, we talk way too long. So, all right, well, I appreciate you guys listening, and we'll be back with y'all next week.
Good evening. That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Wait a minute! Oh, my.
That's this week's episode of Roundtable Sports Talk podcast with your hosts, Austin and Brett. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Roundtable Sports Talk. Thank you for listening.